everyone, it's Rayea. I will be the next guest on the Trey Fam Podcast. Shout out to Trey Fam. I'm so excited.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Trey Fam Podcast. I'm your host, Rashawn. I'm very excited for my next guest as she is one of the most talented R&B artists coming out of the city. She's up and coming and she's killing it right now. And her name is Raeya. Welcome to the show.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here and finally meet you and connect.
I know. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for doing this. We've been planning this for a while and I've been such a fan of your music. And I was like, yo, it'd be so dope to actually hear your story and hear how you got into this, because especially coming from a Caribbean background, it's kind of different to see that,
Yeah, for sure.
So, what first got you into music and what made you decide that this was the career that you wanted to pursue?
Mm-hmm. Well, honestly, it's going to be the cliche answer. I knew I was born to make music. Again, cliche, my mom always said that I would get up and dance before I could even walk. I would crawl over to a wall and get myself up so I could move to the music.
Yeah.
And so I was really shy about my singing for a long time, just because, again, in Caribbean culture, it's not really a thing to go into creative arts, at least in my family. And so I was really shy about the fact that I could sing. So I would just sing at talent shows and at school, and all my teachers knew that I would sing and they'd have me in choir and stuff like that. But when COVID hit, I turned 18. And you guys know when you turn 18, it's what are you doing with your life? Are you going to go to school? Or what is the plan? What are you going to do for the rest of your life? And kind of a blessing in disguise, COVID hit. And I then had this time to figure out, it kind of put my life on pause. And I could figure out what I wanted to do. So I then learned how to make music. And I had written songs already at that point, but it was now, how do I record? How do I promote? How do I even release? What is a digital streaming platform? What does that even mean?
Yeah.
How does one get on Spotify, right? So I figured all that out. I released my first song on June 2nd, 2020. I self-produced it. It was entirely, the beat was mine. Everything was mine. Wasn't the best, obviously, but I had overwhelming support at that point.
Yeah.
And it was just with all the feedback I was receiving, it was yeah, I can do this. Let me keep going at it. Let me keep practicing and perfecting the craft. And I did. And now 6 years later, I went through a rebrand, and I think I'm at a point where I'm really set with my brand identity and my message with what I want to tell with my music. And yeah, that's the story.
No, that's amazing, man. And you talked about your rebranding now, right? And you obviously referring to being Honey Rayea. That was your original name, right? Now you're just embracing the name just Rayea. So what inspired that evolution, you would say?
Actually, I was babyray at first.
Babyray first?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Honey Rayea is just the brand.
Is it just the brand?
Yeah,
okay,
I'm going with the honey. But babyray was kind of something that just stuck from high school. I'm really small and my nickname is Ray. So it kind of just happened. And at the time, it wasn't really something I thought too much about, I'm not going to lie. So it kind of just stuck. And at some point, my mom was like, well, girl, are you going to be a baby forever? Are we going to grow up? What's going to happen? You can't be 30 years old making music named Babyray, right?
Which makes sense, yeah.
And then there's also the rapper, Babyface Ray. So there's a lot of confusion there and going back and forth. And so that's where that idea came. Rayea kind of came out of nowhere, honestly. My nickname's Ray again, and it just felt really nice. And once it's stuck, it's stuck.
Yeah.
And it just caught on really fast, and kind of it was meant to be. And it fits.
Yeah, and I think what you're saying too makes a lot of sense, because it's something that it'll probably be hard to keep when you get older, obviously,
exactly.
Right? And when you did this rebrand, was it something that was done recently, or has it been some time when you had this idea or yo, I want to change up now?
I think I was thinking about it for a while.
Yeah.
I would say it maybe a year of thinking about it until I did make the change. The change was, I believe it was January 2024. So It's now been 2 years of it, if I am correctly remembering the timeline. But yeah, it's set, and everyone's picked it up really well. I think we've moved on from Babyray altogether, and Raeya's here.
But I love that too, because it's also you're able to see your growth as an artist too, and then also growing with your sound, and then also just with your age and stuff too, right? So with that I was thinking also like when your mom had that conversation with you, right? Like, what were your first thoughts when she told you, like, yo, is that something that you want to continue? Like, what did you feel when she brought that to your attention?
It was really honestly like, just made me think of like, yeah, you're absolutely right. I can't be 30 and being that baby. Like, when am I gonna grow up? So it really was just like an eye opener conversation of maybe this is something we need to think about, like changing the name and what is the process of it. And so there was a process, like you have to recatalog all of your music and like make sure that it's under Raeya now instead of babyray.
Yeah.
So there was like a admin process, but otherwise everything was pretty easy.
What part of yourself does Rayea express that babyray didn't?
I want to say more of like a grown feminine vibe.
Gotcha.
I would say that babyray was still just trying to figure out herself as a woman and her sound. Like, what is the brand? What is my unique sound and lane that will push me through this industry? And we know it's a hard industry. Like, I have to have my lane that's unique to me and authentic. And so I don't think babyray really knew what that was. It was just like figuring out like, oh, what is this something that like what works like
in a sense?
What's type of music? Like, is it pop? Is it R&B? Is it hip hop? Like, just like playing with these different genres and ways of like singing as well, like ways of projecting my voice and my tone. And so now with Rayea, I've like have that established sound that I can now stick to and carve that lane. And so my lane is the crash out lover girl lane of pop R&B music.
Fire though, love it. Yeah. And I that's so cool because you know what? Like, it's so tough to kind of reflect in a sense, right?
It is, yeah.
Especially at like, I guess like when you're starting when you're younger, obviously, right? And having to understand that, okay, like where I'm at now, like I want to be able to fit a catered, like a certain sound, right?
Yeah.
And I think that with you too, like what's dope is that you're able to see your growth as an artist. How proud are you of the person that you became like right now from those experiences? And
very much. I'm very, very proud. Even with just like putting myself out into the industry and gathering the knowledge. So like we spoke about earlier, I'm in music business program at Humber. And so that has taught me a lot. It's kind of forced me to go into these spaces to network and force me to put myself out there.
Yeah.
And I think that was a really necessary part or growth aspect in my journey.
So were you always extroverted or was that something that kind of just grew over time?
I want to say when I was young, like really young, I was extroverted, but then you kind of grow into like a shyness, I feel, especially as like a younger woman. I kind of like was very shy for a long time. And then I would say, after with the career, I've become more extroverted. And I would say I'm more in the middle. I'm more of an ambivert than anything. Like I need my time to recharge, but if we're going to go party, I'm going to party. For sure.
Got you. So talk to me about maybe one of your first like bookings and what you were feeling initially and what was that process like for you?
My first bookings, I'll talk about Fame Fest. That was at Celebration Square in 2022. I would say that was my first big show. The ones I did before were pretty small, more intimate, but still at a size where I could gauge an audience and see how people react to me. But this show was really, really great just because it was free and it was all ages. And that was really important for me specifically because my demographic, I want to target younger women, especially like younger girls of color. And so that show, there were a lot of younger girls that I was able to literally walk up to as I'm performing and I'm looking her in the eye and I'm performing to her, you know, and like giving that experience. And that's really important for me, is to connect with younger girls and just be a role model for them. And so that was just like a really great booking for me. No,
for sure. And honestly, like your songs are very emotionally honest, which isn't a bad thing. It's really great that you're being so transparent, you know? Do you write from like experiences that you've lived or do you sometimes create like fictional stories as well to kind of enhance the certain songs? You know what I mean?
Both for sure. A lot of it is from my own experiences. And I don't want to write anything that I don't feel is authentic to me. Like I don't want to tell a story that is not my story. I feel like that's wrong. But then of course, like for songwriting, it's just important to be able to write for other people, and
Yeah.
there's like revenue in that way too, to like pitch songs to other people, and in that way as well. So I think it's a skill to be able to separate yourself from the song and write for somebody else in the shoe. And then I think you can also connect with more people if you're able to then tell a story. Yeah, it's not my story, but it's somebody's lived experience, right? And so if I can take that experience, put it into a musical form for them, I think it's a gift in a way, as well
100%.
as like not just only telling my story, but other people's as well.
And you know what's so cool about that too is that you're not just telling your story, but the best thing that people are able to understand is something that they can relate to.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And was it ever tricky for you to kind of like find that middle ground, I guess, in a sense?
It was. I won't lie, because I don't want to overshare in a way. Like I do want to keep certain things to myself, which is hard in this industry in particular, or any creative industry. But there is a line that I do like to keep drawn and not let it get too blurred of what do I want to share with the world and what is something that I just want to keep for myself to reflect on. So yeah, there is a line.
Was there something like when you first started, do you always had that mindset too? Or do you think like even when you first started, you wanted to like just kind of get your sound and get your voice across that you used to be as more vulnerable, than probably you calm down a little bit more now?
I actually think I'm becoming more vulnerable now that I understand how to use social media. I'm working on being more personable on Instagram and TikTok. So like doing those like POV talking videos and story times and trying to do things like that, so my audience can get to know me better and just not just my music. So that's why this is so important for me as well. So I can finally sit down and tell my story with you. And I think I am now getting to a place where I understand how to be vulnerable without being too vulnerable.
That's really cool too to see, because I think that's a hard part to find, especially as an artist, is because you want to be able to make relatable music to the people listening. And like, but at the same time, it's just also like, how much are you willing to give of yourself before you realize like, yo, like I want to keep some stuff, well, just for myself and just my people and stuff. You talked about fan interaction and stuff too, obviously, right? And how much your fans obviously mean to you. And can you name maybe like one experience that you had where someone has come up to you and talked to you about like what your music has meant to them?
Oh, I get messages all the time of like where people are like, especially like a song like Hold On, which was a couple years ago, but it's literally just all about staying strong, like even in the darkest moments. And we all have dark moments, just, keep going. And so that song in particular, I had a lot of people tell me that it has helped them through some dark times, or just in a dark time, it's made them feel like bubbly again and makes them dance again. But yeah, things like that. I do have younger girl audiences, of course, and they'll reach out to me. There's not one that sticks out. There's just a bunch that are just like, it's always awesome to talk to anyone who enjoys my music or just wants to connect.
That's amazing. And then how much does it mean to you to represent for the West Indian culture? Because obviously, like before we started recording, we talked about how, especially in our culture and scene, there's not a lot of different careers in terms of, like obviously you're an artist, but you're not just a artist, like you're also like doing R&B and stuff, which is not really seen in our scene, right? So so talk to me about that, like you know, like what does that mean for you to represent for your culture?
It means everything, honestly. Like we were saying earlier, growing up there was never really that Guyanese girl who did pop R&B. There was always a couple here and there that would pop up, but there was not one that was like the one that you could really follow and like become her biggest fan or whatever. But there was always a different culture that I could follow. So I feel like with that, me being like a pop R&B artist, and then I still pull influence from our background, of course. But being mainly pop R&B, I think is really important to just be in that space as a brown Guyanese girl. Just to represent and, be that face. Yeah,
and I love that for you, because that was one thing that I noticed too, was that was why I reached out initially, was I'm like, yo, like I've never seen like someone from our culture making like a pop and R&B kind of music. And things like I love R&B music. Like I grew up with that.
Same.
And obviously like we talked about that too. So you said like majority of what you used to listen to was a lot of R&B in particular. So who were some of the people that used to influence you?
Oh yeah, like, well, Michael Jackson is my like one, top of the top. And I was a dancer before I was a singer. So it was like the dancing aspect for Michael Jackson that was really there for me. Usher as well. Yeah. Because the dancing, of course. But if we're talking like women that really, really influenced me, Mariah Carey is like the biggest, especially like production style wise. Yeah. Whitney Houston, that voice is undeniable. Aaliyah, the style is undeniable. Yeah. Who else can I? SWV.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, like a whole bunch of 90s influence.
Oh yeah. My mom is like such a music fan, and without her, I wouldn't have such a knowledge of music, and I don't think I would have ended up loving music and being as into it and getting into the career if it wasn't for as much music as there was in the house growing up.
Oh, so this girl mentioned SWV. Okay,
wicked. So Mary J, like all of these songs. Like my mom is a huge Prince fan too, so there's a lot of like Prince, and I mean there was always soca, of course. There was always like Bollywood music, and just it was very diverse in the household. Bob Marley, my mom was a huge fan of Bob Marley.
What about like 80s music? Was there any like?
Oh yeah. There's the Whitney Houston. I have a giant Lionel Richie record.
Oh, nice.
On my wall. Billy Ocean. Oh, I love Billy Ocean.
God. Caribbean Queen. Classic.
Oh yeah, classic. Literally.
Wow, I didn't know you were so tapped in. Like that's wicked.
Oh yeah.
No, that's really good. So what about like 2000s then? Like obviously we talked about the 80s a little bit and the 90s. So what about like 2000s?
2000s I would say is where I pull my most influence from, especially
that's like our generation too.
Yeah, like that Y2K vibe is definitely big influence in my brand. And so for music, Britney Spears is like, I don't know, she's like up there for me, especially the dancing and everything. Neo. Oh, man. Neo's huge. Yeah. Mario's huge.
Even Neo's songwriting is incredible.
Oh, insane. Absolutely insane. Let Me Love You was like
I didn't know it was written by him. Like I couldn't believe that.
So great. Who else? 2000s. I'm a huge Chris Brown fan.
Of course.
He's like
legendary.
Like my number one influence for production again. Who else? 2000s.
I'm trying to think of some names.
Nelly Furtado.
Oh, of course.
Like Timbaland era, that era.
Promiscuous era.
Oh, Justin Timberlake.
Oh,
I have so many videos of when I was like, couldn't walk, and I'm up dancing to Justin Timberlake. You
still have them?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Oh yeah. I watch them all the time.
you gotta show some of these, bro. That's wicked. I'm trying to think of who other artists I used to listen to around that time. Lloyd was I used to like Lloyd a lot.
Oh yeah, he had a good run.
Even like Jay Sean too.
Oh yes. Down. That's such a great song.
And he was the one that did. Do you remember he collabed with Sean Paul and Lil Jon? It was just so random, but like it was so good though. 2000 had a good run.
Even like Carl Wolf was big for like 2010.
You know, I was trying to get him on the pod. I almost did. Yeah,
I think you can do it. Keep going.
Yeah, so we never talked about it actually, but it was just his scheduling. So
okay.
Yeah, but that's a dream one too because he's from Toronto.
Yeah. He's always doing shows around
here. It was so funny because you randomly just find him on your like explore feed, is promoting like his next song. I'm like, okay. Shout out Africa.
Yeah,
shout out Africa.
Favorite remake of that song. I love it.
Yellow Habibi too was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we could go into 2000s for like ever. Yeah,
that's our generation.
But going back to your music, obviously, the one thing that I really liked was how transparent, like I said before, and how honest you are when it comes to expressing how you feel and what you've been through.
Thank you.
What song was probably the hardest for you to release emotionally? What was it?
Oh, that would have to be How Can You Be Surprised?
Oh, a good song though.
That
really good
song. Thank you. That song, I kind of basically the second verse, each line was about a different person who kind of effed me over at some point. And so it's just very honest because my parents didn't know about a couple of those situations. So it was just like, yeah. But then it's also like just penmanship to like make it more dramatic, of course.
Of course.
But that was the most honest song, I would say. Yeah.
Has there anyone that like ever reached out from the past when it comes to you putting out a song, being like, oh, like, I think this is about me?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
happened? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I was
Oh,
curious
yeah.
about, actually.
Yeah.
That's so bad,
And I'm
man.
like,
These
yeah,
guys are-
I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah. Like, what? You dated a singer. It's your
Yeah, like,
fault.
what do you
What did you think was going to happen here?
So obviously, like, coming from the Caribbean background, is there any elements of the culture in your music, like, now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which part would you say, like, are songs in particular that you brought that Caribbean culture to it?
Mm-hmm. So my recent song, Play No Games.
Fire, by the way.
Thank you so
Love
much.
it, yeah.
So that kind of has like a dancehall vibe to the beat. And
Even
so
the lead up to the chorus is really engaging.
yeah, thank you. That pre-chorus, I
Yeah.
try to do a bit of like not an accent, but I pull that like
In between.
that feisty, almost accent energy.
Yeah.
That a lot of us get into when we're mad. So I did that. There's another song coming that I do the similar kind of almost like a accent.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like to pull a lot of like dance hall vibe. I do want to do like a soca type of song eventually. And then I do want to pull influence from Bollywood music as well.
Yeah.
And like, it's just so beautiful. Like a lot of the instruments that are used. And so I would love to pull different instruments from different cultures, like especially even Punjabi culture. I would love to use some sounds from that. And if anyone knows Deep Jandu, he's a producer in the Punjabi music community. And he was at this conference that I was at a couple weeks ago. And he was talking about a website that he's going to set up that you can very easily take like a Punjabi or Hindi instrument, plug it into your DAW, like your Logic, and it'll convert automatically for you so you can produce with it. And that'll be a game changer because that's exactly what I want to do. So I hope that comes soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping for you. So obviously, like, you know, you talked about too, like, producing and stuff, you know, and how obviously it was something that you had to learn over time. Talk to me about that experience and now producing your own music, having so much creative freedom, I guess, to do that. But then also, I'm assuming you're also working with other producers and stuff too. So
yeah,
what's like the collaboration like with working with other producers and stuff?
It's honestly really fun. I prefer to work with other producers rather than I produce. I've steered away from producing beats myself, actually, and so now I kind of just will work with other producers exclusively. But I would like to go back into making my own beats eventually. I'm just kind of focused on other things at the moment.
Of course.
But yeah, it's really fun to get into a studio and like they play a beat that they've already created, but then you can work together and like move different stems around and like make it your own together.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of power in collaboration, and two brains are obviously better than one, I feel, especially to make a song. Like you'll look at a #1 hit and there's 10 plus songwriters, right? So I feel like collaboration is so important for this industry, and I hope that there's more in Toronto.
Oh, of course. Of course. You know, and that's the one thing that like I feel like is more common now more than ever
especially
there's more collaborations, people willing to give you opportunities, and because of social media, like there's more opportunities to interact and network with people. You know, we even talked about that too, was like, you know, you trying to get out of your, I guess, like shell in a way and be more open to networking and stuff. Talk to me about that experience, and when it comes to like meeting people, like how the interactions have been for you personally. Has it been more positive? Has it been more negative?
Yeah, I feel like it's always positive, honestly. I haven't really bumped into or ran into too many negative. Like you're going to get a no. Like it's going to happen. You just have to take it. And okay, if you're the no, then there's a door that's going to open for me down the road, right? But it's really just like being comfortable. I'm still learning that, of like taking that rejection strongly and
it's
just, you know, moving forward. But it is a hard skill to build, but it comes with networking. It comes with, you know, going up to somebody, talking to them, and if they're going to shut you down, then okay, that wasn't your person. Move on. Find your team. Find your team.
And the one thing that you'll realize too with this industry, and I feel like most industries as a whole, like there are certain gatekeepers as well.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
But you can't let those people that don't give you the opportunities, or they just don't respond to you, like stop you from doing what you're doing. Like just because one says no doesn't mean like another will say no, right? So it's good that you have that understanding, especially, you know, you're 24 and stuff, and to have that maturity at this age is very wise. Like the future for you is just going to be a thing.
I wish I had it earlier, honestly, especially with this industry. I do wish that I was able to put myself out there when I was a little bit younger. But again, it comes with time. Like, it is what it is. I had to learn it. I learned it now, and I'm grateful I learned it. And now I can move forward with it.
And obviously you talked about like the support that you have from like your friends and your family.
Yeah.
How much does it mean to you to have that support from them to pursue your dreams? Because obviously, you know, we come from a West Indian background where ideally there's certain careers that we're not really pushed to do.
Yeah.
Or sorry, there's careers that we're pushed to do. That they'll probably be like, okay, well, this is something very different. So what was that conversation like with?
So before COVID, so I was going to biomedical science. Like, that was my plan. I was going to be a doctor or somewhere in the medical industry. But I knew that wasn't where my heart laid ever. I always knew that my heart was with music. But again, being too shy to say that, or too scared of the rejection of it, I just like kind of dealt with it myself. And once I got the ball rolling and I showed them I had a plan, they were more receptive to, okay, she's not just, you know, dropping her studies to do this music thing. Like, she has a full plan. She has a strategic plan, you know, like what the next year is going to look like and what she's going to do to get herself to these goals or whatever. And so once he saw, like my dad specifically saw that I have a plan, he was much more understanding and much more supportive. And now they are very, very, very supportive. And
it's amazing to see, because I think like what's so fascinating too is you're seeing more support in terms of like our like parents and like maybe this generation, that we're going to be the future generation where we're going to be more open to letting our kids and stuff do whatever they feel like doing.
Which will just start a continuous generation of like, we'll see more of our culture within like these spaces. It's just, it's very nice to see.
Do you have any like dream places that you want to perform at?
Oh yeah. Oh, there's a ton, but I think my all time, do you know the O in London?
Course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Huge arena.
Yeah.
Huge.
That I think will just be so fun because of how the arena's set up.
Yeah. Beautiful setup, by the way.
I feel like Super Bowl is like the biggest you could ever get. I would love to do a Super Bowl eventually.
Who's your favorite performer from the Super Bowl?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, of course, like one of the first ones, yeah.
What?
Okay, give me one besides that then. Like, because I know like ideally everyone's like Michael Jackson, like probably the best Super Bowl performance.
Who else did I love? Rihanna's made me cry. Rihanna's, when she did Diamonds, I was just because it was such a moment of like, 1, she's pregnant again. 2, this is her like return to music. And 3, just the set and then the voice and the song itself. I think it was just so great.
I forgot you even mentioned Rihanna. I forgot we didn't even
Rihanna's a huge influence. Yeah.
Because she comes from the Caribbean background too. Like, Upon the Replay, like when you think about it, that was a radio hit. And that's
radio hit. That's what really started, I feel like. Yeah. This fusion.
How do you like, because we talked about it too, was there's a lot more fusion with the Caribbean culture for the past, maybe like the past 10 years now, right? I think, you know, like I think back to like even when Justin Bieber did Sorry and stuff. Remember he had like a little Caribbean influence, and Drake. You're seeing a lot more artists now kind of catch on to it. What do you think and feel to see our Caribbean culture kind of at the pinnacle of media attention right now?
And like we talked about, like when Selena Gomez did the Come and Get It.
Yep.
Back then I loved it. I was just like, I'm so happy that there is something that is like a little bit of a representation. And like when I would play the song, my dad would be like, what are you listening to? And then he would hear that it's like a pop song. And he's like, what? Like, what? You know, that wasn't something that would ever happen.
That would never happen on the radio before.
But yeah, it was just really, really cool to have that representation.
Yeah. So walk us through your songwriting process from the moment inspiration hits until the song finishes.
Inspiration can hit whenever, honestly.
Yeah.
I always keep like headphones with me, like my wire headphones. And even like my close people don't know this, but like I will randomly like and record like a little like melody that I'll hear.
Wow.
Or like just will pop into my head. Like I don't even think my boyfriend knows this. Like no one knows this.
You just found out.
Yeah. Like, but yeah, so I have a whole list of demos or just like demo ideas that I go through when I find a beat or find a producer that sent me a beat that I want to use.
Yeah.
And I'll see like if anything does vibe with that and if that'll bring any ideas. And it's very much just like things will come.
Like,
and as they
natural,
come and it'll just like build. And once I get like the idea of what the chorus is going to be, like what is the story of this song, I can then start and like
and
tell the story.
Slowly kind of gets into it, right?
It's like literally writing a book in my head. I'm like, I'm writing the story. How am I going to tell this story so that anyone who listens to it can understand what I'm trying to say?
So, you talked to me about like when it comes to your music, you're known for like the crash out kind of.
Yes.
Is there a part of you that also wants to try different avenues when it comes to not just being just known for that at some point?
I feel so. Yeah, of course. Like different eras. I think that this current era to get myself known in the industry will be the crash out lover girl.
For sure. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm a lover girl at heart. Like R&B girl. I'm an R&B girl.
Yeah. So you grew up with that stuff.
Yeah. I just want love, and based off my experiences and a lot of our experiences in this generation, it's been a little bit difficult in the relationship space. Yeah. So I think a lot of us are on the same
wavelength, trying to figure it out.
And vibe of like, this is not working. These lot of games, plain old games.
Plain old games. It's literally that.
Yeah. So I think, it's a good lane right now to have in my era.
No, you're killing it. And like the one thing I was going to ask you too was social media presence, right? Like you talked about that and how, now you're trying to show your personality a bit more.
Yeah.
Was there any fears about showing that side because of people knowing you as strictly just your musical side? Was there any fears when you started posting
I don't know
those?
if it was fear.
Yeah.
More so just like uncomfortability of talking to myself to a camera.
Oh, yeah. I still get like that.
Right. I'm just like low-key secondhand embarrassment, but like not really. And I'm just like, I mean, once the first take is always like, what am I even saying or whatever? And then once you get it down, it kind of flows and it works. And so I'm just like getting comfortable with it.
Just building that repetition.
Yeah, yeah.
Once you have that like a good couple times and you kind of forget that like what you're initially
doing. You're just
doing.
Talking, right? Like you just talk to yourself. Like I talk to myself all the time. So now that I kind of put it in like that space, I'm like, okay, I'm just talking to myself. Just talk.
Yeah. Has there ever been a song that almost didn't make it out because it felt too personal?
I mean, I have a lot of songs like in the vault, of course, that I don't plan to release or maybe down the line. But nothing that was like too personal that I feel like I held it back because it was too personal.
Yeah. So what's probably been like, when you look back at like 5 years ago, what advice would you give today's Rayea to babyray?
That's a great question. I would say go out there. Go out there, go network, go talk. Like it's really, I think that was just the biggest lesson to push myself forward is I have to be in these rooms. And even if I'm not performing and I'm just going to support somebody else, I still need to be working that room. Like I still need to be walking around, introducing myself to people because you never know who you're going to meet, right? And you never know who you meet and you never know who they know, right? Yeah. So you do need to just make these relationships. And I think that is the biggest lesson that I've learned at this stage. And that's what I would tell her. Just go out there, go talk to people. Don't be shy. They don't really care. They really don't care. If you're going to be awkward, they don't care. Just go do it.
No, and it takes a lot of guts to do that. But like, it's nice to hear that you have that understanding because I think like over time, like you don't realize like how much even just like a simple interaction could just take you, right?
Yeah. Simple good morning too. Like you never know who you're in an elevator with.
Yeah.
Like who you can talk to and that might foster a connection somehow.
And one thing that I like about you too is just like your whole energy and like being so positive and obviously that being humble. That's the biggest thing.
I think it's so important.
And that's what I was going to ask you was like, why do you think that's so important now? Because obviously with social media, it's so easy to just be like, oh, like get your ego boosted because some people liking your video or praising you, right? So how do you still remain humble with all the success that's coming your way?
I honestly think that just lies in the passion for music. I think ego comes from like not doing music for the right reason. Low key, I feel like for doing it for like that fame aspect or like doing it for money versus I love music. I'm going to make music and the money will come where it comes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I think that is the biggest way to kind of stay grounded and humble, that I'm here to work for music. Like, that's my job. I'm here to work for the music, not the music's going to work for me.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to do like a little fun game just now.
Okay.
But I have some fun questions for you. Okay. So if your life right now had a soundtrack besides your own music, what song would be on it?
Oh, right now. So like what's happening right now? There's so much music. That's just so hard.
Yeah. And sometimes it's kind of hard to keep up.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's a good question. Eh?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It's kind of hard to just put it to like.
So one song of all the songs in the world.
Maybe you can even put like maybe like an album or a mixtape too, if you want. That's gonna work too. If there's any that.
I don't know. One album. You know what? I'm gonna say "Dangerous" by Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay.
Simply because I feel like that was like his almost experimental album, and I'm kind of in like a
phase 2 right
yeah,
now.
I'm kind of just like figuring things out, like music wise, like what my next song is gonna be.
Yeah.
Like which one I want to release. So I'm feeling very experimental.
If you could collaborate with any artist, past or present, who would it be and why?
Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be like the answer.
It's literally gonna be like straight. I'll make it more fun. I will say Michael Jackson. I'll also say Ariana Grande.
Yep.
And I will also say Chris Brown. Because of the production styles, I would really just love to open one of their like Logic files and see the vocal production. I would just love to see how those vocals are layered and stacked. And
that's the thing, like you probably have like another perspective of it because of how much you go into it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So actually, that's probably a good question too, is when you're listening to artists and stuff, like I'm assuming you're prioritizing obviously what they're saying, but also the production itself, right?
Yeah, heavily. And a lot of other people don't look at it that way. So me and my cousin, who is my like main engineer, we dissect music like regularly. We have these car nights where we will literally go to the car and just listen to music and for hours, and we'll just sit there and dissect the songs. And those are like the funnest nights ever. And we learn a lot of like, okay, so how do we pan different songs? Like we'll hear something all the way out there. You know what I mean? Like something so hidden in the master. Like how do we do these subtle things that, you know, make someone like, oh, wait, what was that?
Anyway, so rewind back to it.
Yeah, different things to like learn. And I think we've learned the most from Ariana Grande and Chris Brown.
Wow, nice. Is there any producers like in particular that you really enjoy?
TZO is like Chris Brown's main producer. For beats, I usually work with this producer named Kaida and this other one named LuX2. They're really, really great. They both have placements with Chris Brown as well. So,
oh, nice. Wow.
Yeah, they're really, really successful. Other producers off the top of my head, who else have I worked with? Oh, it's horrible when you forget everyone's name. Ugh.
Oh, you're good. Don't worry. Trust me. Like you don't think in the moment because you're thinking like, oh, I know these people. Then
right. I also really love Timbaland, his production style, and like what he did for the 2000s. Like we were saying earlier, like
it's dope what he's doing now too on Twitch. I don't know if you've seen, but
I have seen.
Yeah, he does like a listening to people's production and stuff, and like kind of like critiques them in a way to like help them grow. I
know
love
a couple people who have had their song, reviewed by him. Yeah, he's such a great.
Even 40, like OVO 40, like now is incredible. Like the way that he's able to like transition different songs for Drake, like even like look back at like Tuscan Leather, like way back, you know, like he's evolved it to, what was I gonna say?
Eli also does a lot of producing for Drake, and I think he does Party a lot as well.
Party's a lot too, yeah. He does for Party as well, right? Okay, so obviously I know what artists inspired you. What's an artist that you want to not collaborate, sorry. If you could pick an artist that you want to pick their brain, which artist would it be?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think it's going to be Chris Brown again. No, it's not going to be Chris Brown. I'm just such a crazy fan of his, like his music.
What's your favorite album from his?
I hate that question because they're all so great in their own way. I will say Indigo is my favorite.
Yeah.
But I really loved 1111.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think he did really. I think that's his best album, low key. But to pick someone's brain, I would say Michael Jackson because of the business mindset that he had. Like he really understood how to get money from the business, but also how to make sure that he was secure and his masters were secure, and just making sure that he was safe. And to be on such a status of the world, like I would love to like just pick his brain of how he got there and like what it is to sustain that.
Do you think as well, like now you're seeing a lot more artists remain independent?
Yeah.
Do you think that's better for the industry as a whole?
Yeah, 100%, especially with AI coming into play.
Oh yeah.
I think it's really important that we own our masters, and we understand what that even means, like to own a master.
Yeah.
And just like to own your catalog. You never know when a song is going to blow up. You know what I mean? Like, especially now with streaming. A song that you released in 2022 could now pop on TikTok.
Randomly on TikTok.
And we have these random songs that are like throwback songs that are now popping, right?
Yep. So a lot of people got a career from it.
Exactly, yeah. And like Nelly Furtado had a reboost because of her songs being trending. So it's like, I think it's so important to be independent, having your masters and understanding how catalog is important.
So was this something that you learned with over time, or was it something like when you first started, like did you initially want to be someone that was signed to a label?
I did, and a part of me still does. If I want to be on like a household name, I think I would need to get signed at some point. But I will wait until I have the power to make the calls of the contract.
Still have that creative control.
Yeah. So I will stay independent until I have built something that I have leverage, if that makes sense, that it's not someone who has the power signing me and then they have all the power.
Yeah, and then being
I
like, okay,
leverage.
well, we're the ones that are doing this for you. Right. But at least if you have that, then you could at least battle in a way where it's like, okay, well, I also have a great following. So
right. And it's so important, especially for me to not be putting out music that doesn't align with me. So I feel like in record labels, if you do get into one of these deals, you end up falling into having to record something that isn't true to your brand and true to you. So
and it's their money that they're going to be like, well, we're paying you to do this.
You have to do it. You have a deal with us. You can't really say anything. Like, you need to get these done, get it done.
You know what's crazy too that I didn't realize was how much people complained about their record labels and the issues that they had with it. I think even like TLC.
Prince did. A lot of those like 90s artists who were huge that we think that had all this money or whatever didn't have anything because of
Did you ever see that video where TLC broke down their contract? And after that, I was like, I looked at the industry so differently when it comes to like being signed rather than, and it's so nice because I think that you're seeing a lot more independent artists that I believe, I don't know who it was, that United Masters.
Yes. They're huge. They're huge, but
they for independency, and they prioritize that and they give opportunities to artists that I found on SoundCloud and stuff.
And they have major artists like NLE Choppa. Like they have huge artists that
which is amazing. Independent. That's backing them up. And I think that's what the bigger labels are fearful now of, is because these kids are popping off on TikTok and stuff now off of like,
we can do it ourselves.
We have the control.
And like, that's a big reason I went to school for music business is to learn to do it independently. So I can do it as long as I want to until I need to sign and have more help.
And you still have that like steady ground, if anything. So talk to me about that. Like, how have you enjoyed that process of learning the music business?
Very, very, very much enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it. I'm still in it. It's very much like connection based. So it's a lot of, they'll bring in speakers. So like today we met the CEO of Music Publishers Canada. She's amazing. We meet lots of people and just like build these network connections and that we can like go back and email and learn from and see if we can get foot in the door that way of like where we want to go.
Opportunity to even get that from like for the school to even present that for you guys. Who were some of the influences when it came to stage presence and learning how to, because sometimes there's big stages, there's small stages. So what was that experience like for you to, or if there was any people that like influenced you to like learn how to like have that stage presence?
I love the stage. I think it wasn't really hard for me ever to have stage presence. I kind of always had it, especially being a dancer.
Yeah.
I knew how to work a stage. Michael Jackson, again, biggest influence, being a solo act.
Yeah.
Dancing around a huge stage. That's kind of what I want as well. I'll have dancers at some point, of course, but as of right now, it's me being the soloist, just dancing around. I do love a big stage more than a small stage, just because I do love to walk out and talk to you over here and then walk over and talk to you over there.
Yeah.
And with a small stage, you're kind of here and you can only see the front couple people. But I do, with every show, I will go into the audience at the end. In my last set, I will go out and dance in the middle. So I just like to interact. I just want to interact with you.
Yeah.
So that's a big thing that I like to do. And I like to make eye contact with as many audience members as I can. I think that's important. I learned that in high school. One of my teachers back then, she always pushed me to be, her name was Miss Bradley. She always pushed me to be in arts. Like she always told me, you're not a science kid, you're an arts kid, go into music. Always told me. And I went back to perform there a couple years after I graduated. And I saw her. What was that experience like for you? Oh, it was so fun. That was like, I don't know. That was just like a dream of like going back to where
it all began.
Those teachers really built that foundation of, girl, you're a performer. Like all of them always told me that. Like you're not a science kid. Although you can do it, your heart lies here.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see her again and show her that I was still doing it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that was nice.
I'm proud to hear that. All right, so we have a couple more questions and we'll get out of here. So I have a this or that game.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So basically simple as that. Like I'm going to ask you two things. You tell me what you prefer.
Okay.
And okay, so fame or privacy?
Who? Fame with privacy. Can I say that?
Fame with privacy? Okay, yeah, I'll give it that. Studio session or live show?
Live show.
Love or money?
Love.
Flowers or handwritten letters?
Handwritten letters.
Late night drives or early morning coffee?
Late night drive.
Easily. I figured that you probably do that with the orange.
God, music. Early morning.
City lights or beach sunsets?
Beach sunset.
Do you prefer singing together or dancing together?
Dancing together.
Okay. Loyalty or honesty?
Is there loyalty without honesty?
That's a good one. That's a good way. That was a good way to work around it. Okay. Matching outfits or matching playlists?
Oh, that's a great one. I'll say matching outfits because we have a blend.
Yeah. Okay. Instagram DMs or real life conversations?
Real life conversations, always.
FaceTime or voice notes?
FaceTime.
Dream vacation or dream house?
Dream house.
Be loved more or love more?
Be loved more.
Okay. All right. So now looking ahead to the future, what does the next chapter for Rayea look like?
A lot more releases. I was going to release an album. I think I am putting a pause on that.
Yeah.
Simply because I want to, if it's going to be a debut album, I want it to be a debut album. You know what I mean? Like I want it to be perfect. I know perfect isn't perfect, but I want it to be as good as it can get.
For what what you consider perfect in your eyes.
I want it to be, as best as it can be. And so, and I do want to wait for that to be like a staple moment in my career. So where I'm a little bit more established in my career. So I think right now it's going to be the same consistency game of put out a single, push the single in a strategic way. For the rest of the year, though, I do want to perform at least once every month. So that is the goal for the rest of the year and hopefully continuing on. I think especially right now, community and live performance is so important.
Yeah.
With AI specifically being such a topic.
Strong. Yeah.
And music, it's like it's just such a topic right now. So I think, like just getting out and meeting my people is really, really important right now.
Yeah. Especially where you're at with your career now too. You're already getting established. People are getting know your name and stuff now. And I think the one thing that I also like is that you care so much about having those personal interactions with your fans and just people who come and support you. You know, like obviously with being on social media, there is haters that come along with it. Right? How do you still stay true to yourself with those people that constantly come at you and maybe like say negative things about you?
I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to like kind of ignore those. Like you're gonna read it, you're gonna like, really? Like what? Like, you know, take it in a little bit, but then you gonna have to remember that this is someone who is low-key miserable.
Yeah, like it's time out of day to
I'm sorry if you see someone who's going after their dream and you're gonna go shit on them. Like that doesn't make sense. Clearly you're upset about something else, not me. Go deal with that, right? So it's kind of just like push it to the side of your mind. Like there's no truth to it. You add the truth to it. You add the value. If you take it with a grain of salt, it will be literally a grain of salt. And
also comes with how you approach and how you handle it. And if you let it get to you, then unfortunately, like it's only gonna get worse from here, right? So I'm happy that you have that understanding where you're like, you know, like it's bound to happen, but at the same time, you focus on the people that truly support you.
Yeah, and lead with love. I feel like that's like always been a model for me is lead with love.
Yeah.
And so anytime I've gotten a kind of a hate comment, I've kind of trying to hit them back with something lovely, like something like, I hope your day is okay. Like something just like, I'm so sorry you feel this bad today. Please
at least you still try to put a positive.
Talk to someone.
No, I wouldn't even say anything. I would get mad. You know?
Right. Like my mom's like, just delete it. And I'm like, but I mean, it boosts the algorithm a little bit. So like it kind of helped me.
At least it's showing up on there. As actually, I believe one of my questions is like, you're now noticing how to get more attention on the algorithm and stuff. Was that something that you learned with over time, or something that you always had in you to know, like, okay, if I post this is going to generate views?
No, I definitely had to learn that. I'm not very social media savvy. I've become social media savvy. I honestly, if I wasn't in music, I don't think I would have social media. So I only use it as a tool to talk to my fans and get my music out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the whole posting 3 times a day is really difficult.
It's a lot of work.
It's a really difficult thing to do if you're not a full-time creator.
Yeah.
So I'm just like kind of focused on just posting once a day, at least, maybe every other day, and just going for quality.
Though, to be honest.
Yeah, I just want quality over quantity. I think is the biggest thing for me. But that's what everyone says the otherwise. They're like, no, like just post 3 times a day, even if it's like weird content. I'm like, but like if it's not good, like what's the point even?
But that's the thing, and I feel like that's what a lot of people don't realize. They're so infatuated with the idea of like, okay, well, I gotta post this, keep getting viral,
get the algorithm,
and just be in the circle. But if you're posting things that don't really have any substance or value, what
am I watching it for?
Exactly. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like even for me, like I post maybe once every couple of days and stuff, just because. But I take those in between days to focus on perfecting the craft, and it was perfect, you know. Yeah. So I think perfectly how you do it is more than enough, because, like you said, it's better to have the quality over quantity at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So before we get out of here, I have a couple more questions. Okay. So 5 years from now, what do you hope people will say when they hear the name Rayea?
Oh, I've heard of her. She's really, really great. I really just hope that, you know, my music does catch on to the right people, and everyone finds the right audience finds me. And yeah, I just really hope to, like, my goal right now is building a email list so I can connect more intimately with everybody, and like a texting, like you can text your fans now. So
you've seen that a lot more now.
Yeah, so I would really love to have these conversations and just like, build a community.
No, for sure. So if you could leave your listeners with one message today, what would it be?
I would say just always lead with love. Anytime that you're going through something dark, it will end. Everything makes its way back to the light, and you'll be okay. And I hope you like my music. My new single is out now. It's for the summer. It's a really good summer vibe. Add it to all your playlists. Just have a great rest of your summer.
Rhea, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you
This
for
was so
having
much
me.
fun. I loved hearing your story, and I'm definitely gonna have you back on again whenever
Yes, I
you're
would
ready.
love to.
And you guys be sure to tune in, look out for her music and stuff. She will be at Celebration Square Carabana weekend, so you can talk about that before you get out here.
August 1st, I will be at the Celebration Square Amphitheater for Rock the Coliseum. I am on at, I believe it was 6:55. But you should come for the entire thing. There's many, many talented performers and lots of things to do. It's a whole thing and it's all ages. So bring the whole family. And if you do come, please come see me. I would love to meet you.
All right, we're out. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.